I'd like to welcome back to Art in the Air Spotlight, and he's been with us before. He's going to tell us about a wonderful program called Books, Brushes, Bands, and Education, largely based out of Hammond, but they are expanding lately. And he's Ian Brumrich, and he's the communications manager for the organization. And he's going to tell us about some of the things, well, that they just have had and that they have coming up both in the spring and summer. Ian, welcome back to Art in the Air Spotlight.
Yeah,
Yes, thank
welcome,
you.
Ian.
Yes, thank you for having me. Happy to be here to talk about some of the great things that Books, Brushes, and Bands has done so far this year and some of the upcoming things we have. In the winter in March, we wrapped up Read Across the Region. So this is our second year doing this project where we bring community leaders into second grade classrooms to read. Last year, we did it in Hammond. This year, we were really excited to expand to include East Chicago and Gary second grade classrooms. That's over 30 classrooms, 1,000 second graders, really interacting with a lot of students, sharing an important story about kindness.
Oh, it's so wonderful. So, how many readers did you have? How many people volunteered to do this?
So we had 30, around 30 different readers representing banks. We had People's Bank representatives. Cleveland Cliffs came out and read in some of the East Chicago schools. So really representing a wide variety of businesses, sectors. Scott Miller, the chief of staff in Hammond, came out and read in one of our schools. So we really appreciate all the volunteer support that makes that whole week possible.
Oh, it's an excellent program.
Right. And you also just had your tea just a little while ago, too. Tell us a little about that. I know I attended it last year.
Yes, it'll be our seventh annual Spring Tea. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year and really a great weekend event to celebrate the arts and really everything that Books, Brushes, and Bands does as a community organization. At that Spring Tea, it was at the Halls of St. George in Cherville, where we've hosted it for the past few years. Our choir programs performed, and we gave away a lot of free books from the Book Brigade program, which we're getting ready to roll back out into the community as the weather gets nicer this summer.
Excellent. So tell us about some of the things you do have coming up with your program.
Yes, as I mentioned, the Book Brigade. This program started back in 2013. We take red wagons full of books out into the neighborhood, mostly Hammond so far, but we're really excited about expanding into new cities, new communities as we go forward. There was a big pause because of COVID-19, but then in 2023, we resumed those walks, going to people's front door, asking them to come out of their house, take a free book. We're really excited about getting volunteers involved with that program. So anyone who's interested in participating, you can find more information at our website, bbb4e.org, or you could reach out to my email, which is give@bbb4e.org. Anyone who's interested in walking with us, helping sort books, or if you have a neighborhood that you would think would be a great place for us to come out and walk, we're always looking for locations. We love to go around parks, around schools, places that we know that there's going to be a good amount of families living.
Still with the red wagon
Yep,
everywhere?
still with the red wagon everywhere. We have a fleet of about 8 of them. They're really useful at lugging all of our books around. Um, Typically, when we go on a walk, we take 3 to 4 wagons, depending on how many volunteers we have with us, and we walk for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So it's really a fun social activity as well for the volunteers who get out there and join us.
Monthly ambassador meetings.
Definitely. So this is something that is going on a year now, and we started it after our spring tea last year. Really just an open meeting, about an hour long. I usually do a quick presentation on everything that the Book Brigade program has been up to, whether that's an update on how many free books we gave away the previous month or planning for the Read Across the Region project. It just depends on what time of year that meeting is happening at. But so far, we've had a really great turnout of 8 to 12 consistent community leaders joining us, whether it's a retired teacher, someone else who works at a different nonprofit, city representatives, library representatives. We really just want to get people together talking about the importance of reading and ways that we can amplify literacy programs in Hammond and beyond all throughout Northwest Indiana.
Now, you do have an upcoming event on May 15th. Tell us a little bit about that and about the choir program.
Yes, it's actually May 19th. There was a typo in my notes that I sent you previously, but Monday, May 19th, will be the spring concert for the Midwest choir program. So this year we have a youth level with students ages 5 all the way up to 16, 17, finishing out their high school careers. So all those students are working together, learning from each other. It's a really great group that meets once a week. And then we also resumed our adult choir back in January. So this group of adults, there's about 8 to 12 members. Really just, you don't need experience in singing. You don't need background in professional performing. It's just a community social group. But that concert on May 19th will be the opportunity for them to showcase what they've learned after 4 months of rehearsal every week.
Excellent. Well, in our final minute there, one question I have is they just sign up. There's really no audition process. And then tell us about website information, how people can get to you, and also when the Books Brigade starts in our last few moments here.
Yes, definitely. So our website is BBB4E. That's the letter or number 4, not typed out, BBB4E.org. And that is where you can find all of our information about music programs, the book program. We don't have a set date for when Book Brigade walks will resume. Now that the weather's getting nicer more consistently, we're starting to plan those things out. But as soon as June, July, we hope to be out in the community delivering books. So get in contact sooner rather than later.
Very good. That's Ian Brumbridge from the Books, Brushes, Bands, and Education for Education. And you hear the website. You can contact them if you're interested in being involved either in the books or the concert. Thank you so much for coming on Art in the Air Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ian.
Art on the Air Spotlight and the complete 1-hour program on Lakeshore Public Media is brought to you by McCauley Real Estate in Valparaiso, Olga Patrician, Senior Broker.